Are you a literature lover? Are you tired of reading literature that does not resonate with our time? Do you have questions about literature? If so, welcome to the podcast My Two Cents Worth with Odilia Wakesho, the platform that discusses literature in relation to our times. I am uniquely Kenyan and relevantly African, hence my focus, African literature. In this video, I will be highlighting the enabling influence of African literature in this automated era. Please listen till the end. You will definitely have food for thought. Let us sail in. Someone once wrote, I quote, "When the early European colonists set forth in the 15th century, the world was one to be conquered. Hundreds of years later, the advent of artificial intelligence, AI, marks the opportunity to imagine a different world. A world that needs to be nurtured. However, to get there, scholars argue we need to deliberately center the AI agenda on people and ensure it is driven by all." End quote. To start us off, honestly, I have been looking for the best picture to paint in bringing us to understand this discourse on AI, and it just dawned on me that the most vivid picture on what AI has done and can do in the future to come is in the storyline, the Capture series. A mystery thriller series whose plot encircles real-time AI manipulation and methodology that come out in twists and turns intertwined with underlying algorithms that successfully sway human intellect and thoughts. I must say, this series literally puts you at the edge of your seat in showing the depths and weights AI has gone. Oh, by the way, FYI, kindly watch the series, at least episode 1, before you continue on listening to this. Okay, the reality is, guys, AI has and still is progressively taking over the norm. Talk about the conversational AIs such as Siri, Alexa, and Google Assistants that are known and used in almost every household today. Of course, this is in addition to a great source of entertainment, at least for me. Netflix efficiently relies on artificial intelligence to determine which visuals are most likely to captivate each viewer. A means made simpler where the company, and I quote, uses customer viewing data, search history, rating data, as well as time, date, and the kind of device a user uses to predict what should be recommended to them. End quote. That's how powerful AI is. In education, AI is largely seen through the automation tools that are cognitive-based, from text to speech, such as Kahoot, that uses Azure AI resources, not forgetting the commonly known Google Classroom, an adaptive learning tool using artificial intelligence, machine learning, and user-friendly, designed to bring robust capabilities into the classroom. There are many other AI examples in education, such as plagiarism detection, chat box for enrollment in higher education institutions, the provision of CPEN, a text-to-speech device that basically is a human reader alternative, which allows students with dyslexia, or rather reading difficulties, to take written exams. This AI-based device bolsters reading independence as it reads with a human-like digital voice in multiple English accents. What I've just mentioned are just but a few of the many examples of AI reality. I mean, who doesn't use or had any of these? Dare you say no? Before we proceed on, allow me to pause on this thought and quickly enlighten us on the basic knowledge of what AI is. Artificial intelligence is the simulation of human intelligence processes by machines, especially computer systems. Simply meaning, it is intelligence demonstrated by machines, in contrast to the natural intelligence displayed by humans. Key thing to note though, there are two main categories of AI. One, weak AI. A weak AI is an AI system that is designed and trained to complete a specific task, such as the industrial robots and virtual personal assistants. Example like Apple Siri uses weak AI. The other category is strong AI, also known as artificial general intelligence, that describes programming that can replicate the cognitive abilities of the human brain. In addition to this, Arend Hitze, hope I've pronounced it right, an assistant professor of integrative biology and computer science and engineering at Michigan State University, explained in a 2016 article that AI can be further categorized into 4 types, beginning with the task-specific intelligence systems that are in wide use today, progressing on to the sentient systems which do not yet exist. The types are as follows. Type 1, reactive machines. These are AI systems that have no memory but are very task-specific. Type 2, limited memory. It's an AI system that have memory and can use past experiences to inform future decisions. Such of the decision-making functions are the self-driving cars. Okay. The third type is a theory of mind. It is a psychological term, but when applied to AI, it means that the system will have the social intelligence to understand emotions. This type of AI will be able to infer human intentions and predict behavior, a necessary skill for AI systems to become integral members of human teams. The fourth type is self-awareness. This is the category where the AI system has a sense of self, which gives it a consciousness. Machines with self-awareness understand their own current state. I hope I've not lost you, but these are just the 4 types of AI systems. With all said and done, according to Wikipedia, I quote, AI is a recurrent theme in science fiction where scholars have divided it into 2. Utopian, emphasizing the potential benefits of AI in a society, and dystopian, emphasizing the dangers. What's your take on this? Now, my dearest listeners, I hope you've gotten a view of what AI is and you may be able to grasp how its impact is progressively molding our today's African literature from the tiniest of inputs one may see. It is thus critical enough to point out that the future of AI has also intensely encroached into the literary field. Mata Therese puts it, artificial intelligence has made its way in literature. Machines started by offering us recommendations on what to read, and now they are capable of writing poetry, stories, and even screenplays. Computers have gone from tools to help human creators to becoming creative entities themselves. This is further explained by Romain Lepose in his book, The Next Step, Exponential Life. End quote. Interesting, right? Let me shed on more light on the interesting facts about AI in this literature field as quoted by Debashis at Dar's academic paper on literature, narrativity, and composition in the age of artificial intelligence. Number 1 fact. Did you know the AI named Sions, literally known as Microsoft Little Eyes, has written more than 10,000 poems in 2,760 hours? Funny thing is, each of the poems has been creatively crafted by highlighting human emotions such as loneliness, anticipation, or joy in conveying its themes. One of the poems is The Sunshine Lost Windows. It opens up with these lines. I quote, "The rain is blowing through the sea, a bird in the sky, a night of light and calm. Sunlight, now in the sky, cool heart. The savage north wind, when I found a new world." End quote. Just imagine those are words written by a robot. Second interesting fact is the famous first AI novel by a robot program named Rose Goodwin. The novel is titled The Road, that emulates Jack Kerouac's novel On the Road by actually sending its marker on the road quite literally. A novel that is good with eerie descriptions that gives a detailed narrative coherency. Here is its excerpt, and I quote, 3 seconds after midnight, Coca-Cola factory. Montgomery, a building in Montgomery, to his father's study of this town, in the same room where the band was being sent off to the police car. The time was 1 minute past midnight, but he was the only one who had to sit on his way back. The time was 1 minute after midnight, and the wind was still standing on the counter, and the little patch of straw was still, and the street was open. End quote. Wow. The third interesting fact, in Japan, AI is seen as a key role in future developments that contribute to a Society 5.0. A Society 5.0 basically means a society that has a vision where the physical space and the cyberspace are increasingly interconnected. Japan has engaged its AI authors into its annual literary awards competition where the human authors and the AI authors compete. Simply put, the list on AI's integration into literature is endless. Here in our continent, Africa, the engagement of AI into literature is also noticeable enough. Hence my premise, AI has positively impacted our today's African literature for the better. The integration of creative ideas and the enthusiasm of a work of art have greatly appreciated from the author's point of view all the way to the recipient, the reader. Borrowing from Kylie Kiungunyu's article titled Africa, Decolonizing Artificial Intelligence and Africa Languages. as posted by All Africa website on February 2022. The standpoint is, although we are deemed as the backward region, we have risen against all odds, especially in the linguistic fields that definitely perpetuates into literature, as well as in accepting the yet to be the norm, where artificial intelligence has brought in new inputs in all the spheres of a thriving, literate country, breaking all the linguistic barriers that cause digital divide between Africa and the other regions. Of course, this is as far as Africa's local languages and English is concerned. Perfect examples of Africans' acceptance of AI penetration is through our very own Nanjala Nyabola, a Kenyan researcher and political analyst who has made digital access by partnering up with Kiswahili scholars to create the resource that is freely available with the online features such as the words Akili Unde, meaning artificial intelligence, Mtabowavu, that is bot, and Ufishamaji Kamili, that is end-to-end encryption. This has ultimately made the writing process easier right at the grassroots level for authors and aspiring authors, either specialist or non-English speaking, to freely share their stories in the unique creative spaces. The article puts forth Najala comments in an interview, and I quote, "The problem with Swanglish, that is Kiswahili mixed with English or English words adapted for local use, is that you get the word that fits in that moment, but you're not necessarily building a lexicon." This is to simply say, the linguistic gaps previously existing are slowly being bridged. Thank God to AI. No wonder nowadays you may come across a novel that has words that are not conventional, but it takes a reader who is truly passionate and eager to go beyond and get the meanings of words in that context. Guys, isn't this a great advancement in our literature consumption? Please just grab any recent African literature book and be my witness. You'll be amazed. Other Africans, Bonventure Duso from Benin and Chris Emuzu from Nigeria, have developed an artificial intelligence language translation model named FFR that is similar to Google Translate to bridge gaps in AI fast. The creation uses African languages in natural language processing, NLP, which is a branch of AI that teaches and helps computers to understand various human languages. There are many African languages that are collectively categorized as low-resourced. Hence, these scholars have made it easier to access the index and its use. All these new inputs in return have effectively given both authors and readers from the African regions to tap into their own identity whilst enjoying great novelty in literature. Yes, you may say AI has allowed our Africanity to shine even brighter as we share and reflect on our lives, experiences, fears, successes, and the future we look forward to in the embodiment of our today's African literature. To conclude, as we keep embracing these pros of AI, we will surely turn our African literature from passive to active, efficiently and sufficiently transforming the level of mere literate curiosity to something ennobling, something flexible, diverse yet transparent, and more than ever, a lifelong lasting web of interconnections amongst each other. That's a wrap. That's all I have for you today. Kindly subscribe and share this podcast with your family and friends. Thank you and see you next time.